Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siasa 360. My name is Jacob Nyende, and today I want us to talk about the painful truth why President William Ruto's second term is inevitable, however much people are going to talk out there. Reason number one, ladies and gentlemen, when you take a clear look at the history of the Republic of Kenya, no president out of the four presidents who have preceded President William Ruto have gone for one term. Ladies and gentlemen, President Jomo Kenyatta, the first president, founding father of the Republic of Kenya, ruled this country for many terms. Similarly, when Moi took over from Kenyatta, he emulated him and ruled for 24 years. Ladies and gentlemen, when President Kibaki took over from President Moi, the late, he went for two terms, and we all remember that his second term caused bloodshed in the country in 2007-2008. When he was about to go for only one term, when he was about to miss his one term, because sources has it that Raila had won the vote, but because the president had to go for two terms, ladies and gentlemen, he was sworn in at night, and we all remember the then chair of the Independent and Electoral Commission of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Kivuitu, may his soul rest in peace. He was actually forced to swear, to declare, President Mwai Kibaki a winner for the second term in 2007. Ladies and gentlemen, because of that disagreement, there was a public outrage, and we went into war that caused a lot of bloodshed and loss of property, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason why I'm telling you that it's very impossible for any sitting president to go for one term, not in Africa. Maybe in the United States and the UK and those other developed worlds politically, such things can happen without a question. Ladies and gentlemen, also, looking at another reason is how President William Ruto came into power. We all know and remember that President William Ruto, when he came in power, he had no state machinery, he had no deep state. By then, President Uhuru Kenyatta was the sitting president, recommended the election of the late Raila Amolo Odinga to succeed him as the president of the Republic of Kenya against William Samoei Ruto. But William Samoei Ruto managed to win this election when he was out of the government, when he did not have the state machineries, ladies and gentlemen. So now that President William Ruto has his state machinery at his disposal and the state resources at his disposal, do you think that it will be very easy for President William Ruto to be defeated in this election? Ladies and gentlemen, he will do all it takes for him to regain his position and go for two term in 2027, ladies and gentlemen. So as Kenyans, we need not to waste time on the issue and the slogan of one term, because it does not make sense and it is not real. We have seen what Samia Suluhu has done in Tanzania just to go for two terms, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure that any sitting president in Africa will do the same to be a two-term president. Therefore, what does this tell you, ladies and gentlemen? That President William Ruto's two-term is inevitable. And therefore, it is high time that as Kenyans, this year, New Year 2026, we stop talking about one-term, two-term, because it is obvious that two-term is inevitable. And we go back to our work, we do our work, we secure our income, be able to support our country and support our children. Ladies and gentlemen, President William Ruto has also done some developments that will give him credits for people to re-elect him. We remember when Uhuru Kenyatta was leaving office during his time, ladies and gentlemen, some companies in this country had collapsed, and these companies had employed a lot of people and had given an opportunity for the locals to earn cash and to make a living out of it. Like, for example, I want to talk about the famous President William Ruto's slogan of Mambo ni Matatu. If you can remember Mambo ni Matatu, ladies and gentlemen, what it did to the people of Western Kenya was a great thing. The company of Mumias Sugar, which used to employ a lot of people from that region, and the farmers in millions who used to supply sugar canes to Mumias Sugar, when it collapsed, when Uhuru Kenyatta was in power, things changed. The lives of those residents changed. But with the slogan of President William Ruto, Mambo ni Matatu, the slogans who are holding on Mumias Sugar, those cartels, they were able to be taken out of the way. And the industry, as we speak right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is in operation. The important thing is is not who is operating it, but the important thing is, are the farmers and the locals benefiting from that industry? The answer, if you ask me today, is yes. Because as we speak now, sugarcane plantation which had been uprooted in Western Kenya have been replanted by farmers, because now there is a market. There is somewhere where they are going to harvest their canes and take to and get cash. Nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, we have sugarcane harvesters now who are being paid weekly. This money they are obtaining from this job, ladies and gentlemen, is helping them, number one, to take their children to school. Number two, get a living, ladies and gentlemen. So the Mambo ni Matatu slogan was very much significant to the people of Western Kenya, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing that the reason why we are saying, I was talking about the developments that President William Ruto has done. Of course, we have seen him also launching various road projects, of which we hope they are going to help the people